Remember that technical presentation that you poured your heart into and the code was perfect, the data was perfect, the delivery might even have been perfect, but it didn't stick to anyone. You presented it the best you could, but all there was crickets in the room. What if the secret to captivating an audience is not just delivering the complex stuff, but it's actually delivering the complex stuff with a story behind it? And after giving about 6 technical presentations within the last year, I can tell you that even the complex stuff can be delivered in a way which engages the audience. And I'm sure you clicked on this video because you saw the title. There is a captivating way to tell a story behind the code you're writing. So welcome into this video. Hi, I'm Nayab and I'm a junior software engineer who talks about everything engineering and career on this channel, so welcome. So let's first talk about why people even zone out, because that's what we want to know. And the truth of it is that people want to see what results you've gotten and they're actually interested in what you're doing. But taking in all the complex jargon and all the things you've worked on are exciting to you, but why does an external person care about that? They don't. They want you to deliver it in a way that's exciting. They want to be able to, as a human, our tendency is to engage it with an exciting story behind why you've done it. And that's what you need to do. You need to transform this magic lines of code that you've done into an adventure that you've actually been on. Do this because humans love stories, and stories are easy to understand and they also stick in the back of our mind. So let's get into it now. The first part of our adventure is actually to deconstruct the technical narrative. We actually want to find the hero of the story. We want to find out who did this challenge and why they were even doing it in the first place. Who is the person that is being affected by the code that's being written? Is it me, the customer who's coming into the business and I want to have the best journey of my life throughout this business? Or is it actually the product manager whose life is going to get easier by what you've been implementing? What I like to do when I'm trying to create the hero of the story is try to make it as empathetic as possible. Why should people care about the solution you've implemented? How does it affect them, the people in the audience? How does it affect the people who are going to use this thing? And also, what I actually really like to talk about is what's going to happen if it doesn't go well. If I didn't implement this procedure, or if I didn't put in this new button that was going to go on screen, what happens then? Who is affected by that? People love the negativity and you need to deconstruct all the technicalities of it. Make it as simple as you can and try to do it as if you're explaining it to a 10-year-old person. The second way you can make your storytelling better in your technical narrative is actually by visualizing it. You need to make your presentations engaging. Just like you're on the adventure to be writing this code and completing this mission, the people are in this mission with you. Everyone that you're delivering to is part of the story. And what you're going to do is take it with them and they want to be able to see it properly. If you're communicating the wins, then put it in green. Make it obvious. If you've had some downfalls and you're trying to convey this is not going to go well and this is how it's going to go downhill from here, you want to convey that as well. Put it in red. Make it obvious and make it dramatic. You might think this is a bit dumb and a bit childlike, but everyone likes a sense of play when it comes to like telling a story, because stories were intended for children and that's how we're going to make it. We're going to simplify the concepts and we're going to visualize it. The pictures stick in people's heads way better, and one picture is worth 1,000 words. You should put in charts and datas and graph. Put it in and make it colourful and engaging. Yeah, it's very intuitive to just leave it as it is. People are willing to understand the data as long as it's on screen, but it doesn't do the job. It's your job as a developer to convey that what you're doing is important. And it's important because look at what you've proved and look at the results it's given you. And for me personally, just to put a little story in here, I was working on a project for 3 months, and as a junior that's like feels like career suicide, because why is something taking you 3 months to do? It's absolutely humongous. But at the end of it, I managed to summarize 3 months of work into a 6-minute presentation, and all I did was take the company colors, and that was it, because I already had them from my previous role. I took the company colors and I color coded the presentation, and when I gave that presentation, it was just Arial font, or maybe it was Pixie World that I use in my videos anyway, but I was just using that. And it just made it so much more engaging. And because I personally like Minecraft a lot, I love to put in a bit of gamification here and there, and that's the exact thing I did. It was as simple as that. It took me 5 minutes to do. It still had bullet points on the screen, but because it was colourful, it stuck with every single person that was in the room, and they were like, oh yeah, I remember that man in the orange on the screen and that chart there. They could all point it to something, and that brings me on to my third point. Make it compelling. Make it relate to the audience that you're with. Like if I know I'm giving a presentation to the directors, I'm not going to have immature sense of humour in there. We want to make it age appropriate, and we want to be able to tell the story in a way which relates to them. Bear in mind, they're in a bit of a superior position. They work in with more difficult tasks. So you want to sort of convey that I have made your life easier and now you're going to benefit from this. But if I'm giving a presentation to an intern that's come in, I'm not going to be using all that complex language and data for all the customers and all of that stuff. They don't care. You want to make it more fun, more engaging for them. And that's where the point of having empathy with your audience comes in. And there's nothing as good as empathy in the world. And you want to incorporate it into all of your presentations. You want to make them engaging. You want to make them targeted to the audience that you're giving them to. Although this video is quite short, I hope that got the point across. You want to make it dramatic, you want to make it stick by making it compelling and having visuals, and you want to make it empathetic, targeted at the audience that you're giving the presentation to. Make it simple and effective, and it's actually pretty simple. And practice talking over it yourself. Like, you want to do it as like a journey. You've started at this, you've given people these benefits, and you've walked through it. At the end of the day, a great technical presentation isn't about having all the jargon in there, making it really complex and making you seem like the smartest person. The best technical presentation is the one that actually resonate with the people that they're being given to, right? You want to be able to relate to the people and what they've completed, what they've accomplished, and you want to make it feel like you are being spoken to. And when you're making a presentation as a junior as well, it can be really overwhelming, or anyone at all, because all engineers sort of suffer with stage anxiety and stage fright. But it's okay, you get better with practice the more you give them. And I like to volunteer at times, be like, I want to do the presentation because I know deep down it's going to work on my skills. And anyone who's scared, they get to deal with their fear in their own time. I'll overcome it first. So take people on a journey with you and the work that you've done, and it'll help you become a better storyteller, and it'll help people remember the work you've done as well. And if you have any other tips for how to improve your storytelling and your technical presentations, drop it down below, because I'm improving and I'm trying to work on this actively. So I'd love to hear from all of you guys. So comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.